So the match between Manchester City and Crystal Palace ended by 3 goals to nothing in favour of Manchester City. And just like we were expecting in that game, we expected dominance and we were looking at the likes of Rodri coming back into the game. But thanks to Manchester City as a business football club, the Manchester City board have shown great dominance in supporting whosoever is the coach in their club record or history. For some time now, the Manchester Cities and their coaches have been enjoying a good business when it comes to player signing and buying of players. So in that game yesterday, Pep Guardiola decided to make some rotation. We did not see that coming, although I expected that the likes of Rodri should be back in the game. But the likes of Doku, Erling Haaland, and many other key players, about 6 of those players were kept on the bench. Now, although these players were kept on the bench, Manchester City still pulled out a squad that showed that not even the first senior team players that were missing were a problem to them. They dominated the game and they won the match by 3 goals to nothing. So Manchester City will always continue to compete for the English Premier League each season, considering the fact that they invest a lot of money into their squad and they sign a lot of players as well. So what is the point here? For you to be a competitive football club, you need to invest. You need to invest financially. And that is what Manchester City have been doing. And over the years, it has been yielding positive results. Look at their squad depth. Look at their squad depth. Manchester City can produce 3 different starting 11 for 3 different competitions if they want to. But you look at the Premier League, is there any club that has such a quality in their club team, in the depth of their team? Thinking about the likes of Manchester United, you saw in their last match against Sunderland when Casemiro was out, Sunderland almost defeated them because they were struggling in that game. And even the other clubs. So Manchester City will always have an edge over the other English Premier League clubs. The edge there is that they have a good squad depth, that even their first team would be on the bench and they will still pull out a surprise, a win, comfortable win for any of their games. So kudos to Manchester City owners and their board for always backing their managers and giving them the quality signings needed in order to make the English Premier League an entertaining one. But the big question, why was such a rotation done when Pep is looking for the English Premier League so badly? He's competing so badly to win the league. Come up this Saturday is the FA Cup final between Manchester City and Chelsea Football Club. So putting these players on the bench tells you that a lot is going to befall Chelsea over the weekend. Remember that Chelsea will be the underdogs in this FA Cup final on the 16th of May. So a lot of expectation from that game. We'll be talking later much about that game that will be played on the 16th of May. But Arsenal, on the other hand, will need to keep their momentum on a very high level. They need to win their next 2 games against Burnley and later on Crystal Palace. Burnley would want to try to pull some surprise, but they are already a relegated side. So you don't expect much from that game. The likes of Crystal Palace, on the other hand, also have a match in the European scene. Remember, they made it to the finals of the Conference League. So they will not be expecting so much too. And remember too, if Arsenal should win this year's title, Crystal Palace will receive a whooping sum of 10 million in bonus of their sell on clause that they did to in the deal between the sales during Eze transfer to Arsenal Football Club. So they have a clause that if Arsenal should win the Premier League, they will add a sum of 10 million to that buy of Eberechi Eze. So will Crystal Palace allow Arsenal to defeat them and win the Premier League, or will they give Arsenal a tough game? All will be seen later in that match against Palace. Yesterday, Oliver Glasner came out to say that he has not received any payment from Arsenal concerning the signing of Eberechi Eze. So he was going to perform tomorrow in that game yesterday, not minding whether Arsenal will have to pay that whooping sum. Will not compete, and then Manchester City defeated them in that game.